Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and you guys don't even know how frustrated I am with this loss the Rockets took today. The Rockets lose 109 to 118 to the San Antonio Spurs. Both teams go to 7-18 with this game, with the Spurs win and the Rockets lost. They're both 7-18 now. The Rockets now are officially the worst team, have the worst record in the West. With this game, the Spurs snap an 11-game losing streak, and this was just an awful game for the Rockets. Such a good start in the first half, and I won't say great start because we were only up 3 at the end of halftime. We were up 54-51. We had momentum. Jalen Green had a great 3 to end the quarter, and then the momentum would continue on to the start of the third quarter. We would start 61-54. And then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, it's tied at 65. And then the Spurs would take a 70-65 lead, and then the Spurs go on such a big run by the start of the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left. They're up 97-80. The Rockets were outscored in the third quarter, 39-23. And that was a big problem in this one. They got outplayed in the third quarter like crazy. And I have frustrations to a lot of things when it comes to turnovers in that third quarter and fourth quarter, in the beginning of the fourth quarter too. And there's just a lot of things that the Rockets did badly in this game, and I hate to start with someone, but I got to start with Daishen Nix. Daishen Nix, he's a good kid. I think he's a young player. Not a lot of people realize that he's really in his second year in the NBA. He was not drafted, but he's in his second year of the NBA. That's a fact. And I'm starting to be honest with you. I'm starting to get a little tired of it because he takes so many shots, he doesn't make any. Tonight he had 8 points. I'll give him that, but he was 0 for 4 from 3. The turnovers are crazy with him. He had 3 turnovers tonight. He only played 15 minutes, and those 3 turnovers, there was this. Oh wait, no, he didn't have 3 turnovers. He only had 1 tonight. He had 3 personal fouls, but the 1 turnover, his turnovers are usually higher than that. But the 1 turnover he had threw an awful pass, which would. When the Rockets were actually on a run at this point and trying to make a comeback, and he throws an awful pass, which the Spurs steal and take to a fast break and get the layup. And this is a bunch of stupid shots by him. You wouldn't believe how many open 3-pointers he takes that he misses. And, I know he did decent tonight with 8 points, but to be honest, four of his points were free throws, and then a couple layups at the end of the game when no one was really trying at the end of the fourth quarter. I think it's so unfair to Josh Christopher that he's not getting minutes. I think that if Josh Christopher had the minutes that Daishen Nix is, taking the amount of shots that Daishen Nix is taking and having the minutes that he has, I think Josh Christopher would be playing much more. And I don't know why Steven Silas is not playing him. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. And it's getting frustrated. I don't know why Josh Christopher doesn't get playing time. He played 5 minutes tonight at the end of the game, scored 2 points and only 2 shots. I think Josh Christopher is such a better player than Daishen Nix. And, it's no one can get minutes. And I think I don't know what it's going to take for Steven Silas to realize that Josh Christopher needs to be on the floor and Daishen Nix does not. I think he I don't know. I just think he makes the Rockets team a little bit worse, and I just think that Josh Christopher is the guy. If not Josh Christopher, Ty Washington, because this guy had a good game too. Not a good game. He played 5 minutes, but he had 2 points in 5 minutes, and he's been balling out in the G League. So in the time he's been in the G League, so why not have one of those guards like Josh Christopher or Ty Washington play instead of Deshaun Nix. But let's get into the stats in this one. Jabari Smith Jr. had 23. He had his career high in points tonight. There were some bad things that we saw tonight, but one of the good things I saw was Jabari Smith. It's not like we've never seen a good game from him before. We've seen a lot of good games. He had a good game the other night. He had 16 and 11 the other night. But it's just, I don't know. Something felt good about the way he was playing tonight. He was doing everything. Sometimes when he has good nights, most of his points come from three-point shooting, which a lot of his points came from three-point shooting tonight. He made 4 of them. But he was scoring a lot in the paint as well tonight, which I really like seeing. He had 2 and 1s, and you even saw him try to get a little crazy with a dunk, which was not called for a foul. But then literally the next play, he would get fouled for an and 1 on a dunk. So we saw Jabari Smith be very aggressive tonight, and I love seeing it, man. His minutes were high too. He played 34, so I love seeing what Jabari did tonight. LP had 16 and 11. Man, he missed a lot of shots, but I was glad to see him have a good game because he's been struggling the last couple games, and it was good to see him have a better game. But he missed a lot of layups in this one, but that's okay. Just got to move on to the next one. You got to move on to the next game. Don't think about this one. This was one of the worst losses of the season. We got outplayed by a team that's lost 11 straight games and was without 3 starters. So just put this game behind us. But great game from LP, especially. I know he missed a lot of layups in this one, but, it is what it is. Just think about the games you've had before this one that were bad, and you bounced back and had yourself a good game. Eric Gordon had 14 in this one. I really love the way Eric Gordon was playing. He hit 2 threes. He not only did he hit 2 threes, but he was being aggressive and driving in, getting multiple layups. I think he had 4 layups in this one. So Eric Gordon was being really aggressive. I thought he was gonna have a big game tonight. I don't know if I called 14 a big game, but I also had 4 assists. So I thought Eric Gordon did pretty decent in this one. KPJ had 12, was 0 for 4 from 3. He's been shooting the ball well, and I don't know what happened with him tonight. It was our KPJ. He probably had one of his most struggling games in the last couple games. He's been doing really well recently, but everybody has their off nights. This is not 12 and 4 for Kevin on 16 shots is not really off. I mean, he went 5 for 16, but I think Kevin. I think Kevin, this is not really an off game, but I think he could have done better. Jalen had 14, was 2 for 3 from tonight. 2 for 3 from 3 tonight. Personally, I love to see that because Jalen's coming off of a night again on Monday where he went 0 for 7 from 3 at home, and Jalen is a great 3-point shooter at home. He's not a good 3-point shooter on the road. It's the worst thing to see ever. He's a good shooter at home, but he's not a good shooter on the road. And tonight we saw him go 2 for 3. I know he didn't take a lot of those 3-pointers tonight, but when he was taking them, he made it most of the time. He had 14, had 2 assists, 3 rebounds. All right game from Jalen. Garuba played 10 minutes. He had 0. KJ played 21 minutes. He had 3. Tari Eason had 8 points. You know what? Here's another thing I'm really excited that I get to say. Tari Eason hit 2 threes tonight. This is 2 games in a row that Tari Eason hits multiple threes. We for a while we weren't seeing him take a lot of threes, and now the last maybe 3 games he's been shooting the ball more from 3, and I love to see it. I love this. I love when Tari starts shooting from 3. He only took 4 shots tonight, but had 8 points. So to be honest, I don't know why Tari's not shooting the ball more. He also had 6 rebounds and 1 block. The team had 4 blocks tonight as a team. Only 14 turnovers though. So whatever. What's next? Oh, Boban. Boban wasn't out there much tonight, but when he was out there, he was doing a lot. Boban had 7 points. Josh Christopher had 2. I already said that. Deshaun had 8, and Ty Washington had 2. I just realized that I didn't realize the whole game. Now I see this. Garrison Matthews not playing this game. And also, the Rockets almost took 100 shots. The Rockets took 98 shots tonight. That's crazy. Spurs only took 83. All right, moving on to the Spurs scores. We'll do this real quick. Zach Collins had 10. Keldon Johnson had 32. He was unstoppable tonight. Trey Jones had 26. Romeo Langford had 11. Branham had 5. And then off the bench, only 3 scores off the bench for them. Doug McDermott had 12. Charles Bassey, God, he was a beast. He had 4 blocks in this one. He had 10 points. Josh Richardson had 12. So Rockets take the tough L tonight in San Antonio, but it's all right, man. The Rockets, they'll bounce back. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts. And peace out. Let me know your thoughts on the game. I thought this was our worst loss of the year because, here's the thing. The Rockets' losses before this they've lost to all good teams. They played competitive teams. They played a genuine worse team than them tonight. It's hard to find. It's hard to play a team that's worse than the Rockets. The Rockets, there's only about 4 teams in the NBA that are not better than the Rockets. The Magic, the Spurs, and the Pistons. And the Rockets coming off beating my opinion, one of the most, it's definitely a top 6 team after beating a top 6 team in the East with James Harden and Joel Embiid and beating them in double overtime and having momentum and playing a team who's lost 11 games in a row and is genuinely not as good as you are. I mean, I think this is the worst loss of the year, and it should not get any better when it comes to Sunday playing the best team in the East. Well, the second best team in the East, Milwaukee. I think Giannis is going to be – Jabari better be working on his defense the next couple of days because he has a hard task. And Şengün too, because they have a hard task to face on Sunday night facing Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, maybe the Rockets have some fire in their step after losing to – having one of their worst losses of the season. Maybe the Rockets come out on fire on Sunday against the Bucks. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the game, and peace out. Go Rockets.